What's up guys? Welcome back to our channel. This is the first video of 2021 and we thought it'd be perfect to do this video so that way we can like just reflect on 2020 for the last time, the final time, and never look back again. No, I'm joking, but not really. I went on my social medias and I asked you guys to send us questions in our DMs about what you guys want us to reflect on inside this video. We have a lot that we know we want to talk about, but I was interested in knowing what you guys were interested about. So yeah, so we're just going to be going through some questions on my Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, and kind of just going through that, and then also just sharing with you guys just things that we want to let you guys know about 2020, and maybe some things for leading into 2021.
Yes, so essentially this video is kind of like a year in review in a way, so I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see what kind of questions you guys ask, what you guys are interested in knowing about. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys smash this video with a huge thumbs up. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also hit the little bell icon down below to get notified every single time we post a brand new video for 2021. If you guys are new here, or at least relatively new, my name's Anicia. My name's Devontae.
Her name's Juliet. His name's Sire. His name's Ringo. And this is the Life of Us Vlog, where every day it's more. Well, every day it's more bullshit.
For the longest time I've been trying to find someone like you, but I keep crashing back into.
So before we actually get into today's video, as you guys can see behind us, yes, this is, I don't even know. This is one of our babies. As you guys can see, if you guys can, behind Anicia, we have a peace lily in the back. Dude, like this 2020, like our green thumbs have really like shown this year. And I love it. Like I can't even count how many freaking plants we have inside of the house now, and it's like so amazing. I don't want to dish on our last home, but when we did live there, we didn't have any real plants, huh? Like, can you think of an actual real plant that we had besides maybe like me buying you roses?
I was gonna say maybe you buying me flowers.
Yeah, but there is no fake plant inside of this house, and we have over like 10 plus real plants here, and it's like so freaking amazing. I love it. There's even plants in the shower. Like, who does that?
So we should get started on our first question.
We should get started.
Okay, so I basically asked you guys, like, what do you guys want us to reflect on and things like that. Okay, so the first question is a little bit juicy. So this person said, how was your relationship overall this year? Did you ever feel like y'all weren't gonna make it?
That's a really good question. There were like times throughout 2020 where we definitely had like, you know, those heated moments where we're just like,
I feel like I can recall 2 times where it was like, we're gonna call it quits right now, but we didn't.
Should we talk about those times?
Well, one of the times we did talk about, and then the other time I don't even think you would.
Yeah, but see, things like that, when you go through things like that in relationships, I feel like it's super like important because it could either make or break you. And like if you guys, you know, if you guys go through big altercations, you know, not like altercations where the other person's cheating on the other person or the other person's, you know, being extremely violent, but if you guys go through altercations where you're like actually considering breaking up and then you guys work it through, I feel like it's super important because it makes your relationship even stronger.
Yeah.
We've been through it. 2020 was a very difficult year.
After we like worked through that, I think like we're like the best we've ever been right now.
Yeah.
You still irritate me.
And you still fart.
Don't say that on the internet. Do not say that on the internet. But you are the only person that can get on my nerves like that, and I think that's good because you're the only person who knows how to do that. Come here. You got hot sauce on your nose, Della, from your noodle that you was eating, Della. You got hot sauce right there on your nose.
I love noodles.
So, to answer that question, yes, we, at one point, we did feel like we weren't going to make it. It's so scary reading my DMs. Like, I have so much anxiety right now because I'm like, I don't want to say something bad. Someone said, are you still willing to try and have a baby?
Obviously, like, we're never gonna stop trying to have a baby, and I think I can speak for the both of us when I say that. This January actually marked 2 years that we've been, you know, trying. So it doesn't really like throw me off, just because I see a lot of people, especially on YouTube, that share their stories and stuff like that of how, you know, it took them years upon years to like conceive, and they were finally blessed with, you know, a child. And I don't really look at it as like damn, like it's been this long. I think of it as like when we get lucky enough, or when we get blessed to have a child, is when we get blessed to have a child, and that's it. Like, you know, our time is just not now, and that's, you can't argue with that. You can't argue with time.
I mean, for me, I would say, like, your question was like kind of weird because you kind of insinuated that we said that we were like gonna stop trying. But like, no, we've never said that. Just because, I want to say this, just because we don't continue talking about it for every single video, like, it doesn't mean that we're not trying, you guys. So we definitely still are trying for a baby, but there's really no update to give. And I always say this, but like whenever people are like, how's the baby making going? I'm like, did I say I was pregnant? Like, really, I don't know what you want me to say to that. Like, oh yeah, we f***ed 4 times today. Like,
okay, obviously you can't.
But no, but I'm saying, like, what do you want me to say? Like, so to answer your question, yes, we are still trying to have a baby, and hopefully 2021 will bless us with one. So somebody asked about relationships with family, and 2020 was...
Oh, our relationships with family.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say that 2020 definitely taught us a lot about family, and like both ways. And I feel like, so when we moved into our other house, one of our main things was, me and Devontae love putting on like a barbecue and like things like that.
We're
like
such entertainers.
Yeah.
We like to be hosts.
Yeah. And so that was like one of our biggest things that we were hoping for with the house, but things started getting delayed, and like construction wise, and things were taking longer than, you know, what we wanted them to. Plus COVID hit, so you couldn't even really be surrounding yourself with family like that. Once like construction and everything started getting delayed, we were like, you know what, we just like really want to see our family. And then like the whole thing happened with Juliet's birthday, and you know what I'm saying, like it was hard. It was very, very hard. And I will say, like, to be completely honest, I don't really talk to much family, but, and then I mean, he has a very small family, but you could talk about your own. But I don't really talk to much family, but I just feel like I'm at a place where I don't hate anybody. Like, I love everyone. I love everybody in my family, but I also just feel like I'm at a place to where, you know, we're all grown. Juliet's, you know, has aunts and uncles that she needs to see, and they would love her, and they want to see her, and I'm sure they love me too, and everything like that. And I just feel like I forgive everybody for any and everything. And I just like, I'm just moving on. Like, I'm just moving on with my life. And when we see each other, we're family at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? To sum it all up, I was taught a lot about family in 2020. And my main thing, if you guys want some advice, my main thing would just be to learn how to set boundaries. And when you set those boundaries, stick to them. And some people might hate you for it, but at the end of the day, you have to protect your energy, you have to protect your home, and everything like that. So I'm just working on that. I'm sticking to that. And yeah, but at the end of the day, I love my family, and I forgive everybody. I in a way appreciate everything that, you know, we learned throughout 2020 whenever it comes down to family, because it's given us the opportunity to kind of take a step back and stop focusing on, you know, family, and start focusing more on ourselves and what we want to do, and, you know, how to continue to build ourselves. So for my family in particular, like, I literally don't talk to anyone other than my mom, which I feel like is most important for me right now. Everyone's kind of just shifted, and they're doing their own things, they're moving around, so I literally don't talk to anyone. 2020 has taught us a lot about relationships with family members, but that's the main thing that I can say is just set up boundaries, and once you have those boundaries set in place, stick to them, and forgive but never forget. Okay, and then leading into that, I haven't seen anybody ask this yet, but I just wanted to talk about it. 2020 and friendships.
Damn.
Right? Oh my god, right? Think of this day last year, like when we were going into 2020. When we were going into 2020.
We felt like we were happy.
Our friendships, like, and then 2020 happened, and then we're sitting here like, oh.
We definitely had like some good times and some great journeys with friendships, and like, I don't know, I don't really want to talk about it.
It sucks, dude. It really does suck. I mean, that right there should tell you. Like, I personally feel like, even though we don't talk to anyone, I just think that the small little people that I have around me are like the best for me right now. And even though we're not super, super close, like, Devontae is actually my best friend. Like, actually, like, not even trying to be cute, like my boyfriend's my best friend. No, but like, he's actually my best friend. And then like my other friends that like I'm friends with or whatever, we're not like super, super close, or anything like that. But I think that they're the best for me. And I think that 2020 really showed me that, like, oh yeah, these people, you want to keep these ones around.
As you get older and you go through things like, so for me, I feel like I've had such a troubled past, such like a tainted past with a family and friends. I appreciate where I'm at now because I'm able to fully focus 100% on me and, you know, try to determine what's best for me and what I want without having any distractions in my life, you know what I mean? So yeah. I'm happy that I'm not distracted by friends. I'm happy that I'm not distracted by family because, you know, as I'm growing up, I'm able to, you know, teach my child how to be strong. You know, if they ever go through things where, you know, their friends aren't their friends anymore, or if certain family members don't talk to them anymore. You
teach your child how to be independent.
How to be independent. And being independent, it really does hurt. And you know, it takes, like, only the strong to fully achieve independence. Yeah, 2020, it's been crazy.
Somebody asked, what is something that you will miss that will never be the same after 2020 happened? Something that I will miss that I know will never be the same, I actually am not going to talk about on the internet, but it, like, I won't get specific about it, but it's just a specific friendship, and I think we can both agree on that friendship. Yeah,
so friendships and family in that category, it's just...
But with that specific friendship, I know that after 2020, it will never ever be the same. And I think I'll really, really miss that. That sucks. Has the moving process changed you guys? Have you guys planned marriage? Have you thought about baby names? Do you regret moving? And has COVID made you guys change plans? Okay, slow your roll.
So let's start with the first question.
How has the moving process changed you guys? It was the most amazing thing we've ever done.
Okay, so the most amazing thing so far with the moving process is definitely me, like, discovering my green thumb. Just discovering that in myself is kind of like, I started to, like, barely discover it at our other house because I started planting things. And then once we moved here, the interest was kind of, like, diminished. And then Anicia brought it up with, obviously, the vibe, the boho Scandinavian vibe, you know, you need plants. So it kind of rose again.
It just makes me really happy. I love that we moved. I do not regret it.
Yeah.
The last question says, do you regret moving? I do not regret moving. It was the best decision that we've ever made. I love the house that we're in, and I can see us being here for, you know what? I don't want to put a time limit on things.
Yeah.
But I can see us being here. And
it definitely suits us.
It suits us
a lot.
Super well.
Like, don't we look good, like, in front of this plant? This plant ain't fake either. This is a real plant. Don't we just look, like, so good? Like, it's just, like, I love it. I love it so much.
Have you guys planned marriage?
We haven't really had too many conversations in regards to marriage just yet, but it's coming. Don't worry about it. It's coming.
Have you thought of baby names? Yeah. And then her last question was, has COVID made you guys change plans? 2020, we were planning on traveling a lot.
Yeah.
We wanted to travel to a few different places.
Especially since our last trip out of state, which is our first time out of state together, which is so exciting, Oregon. After that, we were like, oh, let's do more, but
it was way before Oregon, though. We actually had a lot of plans to go to a few different places. But obviously, COVID hit and we couldn't travel to those places. Now we can travel to those places, but I don't think we're going to. Just because we're still, like, really scared with COVID and everything. Yeah. But once all that stuff calms down, we will definitely be traveling.
I just can't wait until things go actually normal. It's just gonna be so insane. Everything that we've been going through is such a slap in the face of, like, reality. Yeah. It's, like, so insane. It's crazy.
Another question that I scrolled past a couple of times. Somebody said, what was one thing that you learned about yourself in 2020?
I've learned how to be more independent with certain things. I have to think on that. That's that's one of those questions that you have to kind of just sit back and be like,
For me, one thing that I learned about myself in 2020, I have been living in my head for as long as I can remember. You know how when people, or even like therapists, will say like, oh, when was the last time, like, even think back to all the way when you were a kid and you felt like just happiness, like you were just happy. I can't think, I don't have a time that I can think back to and be like, yep, when I was 8 years old. Like, no, I don't have one. And literally ever since then, I have been living in my head and self-doubt and just so much. And 2020 really showed me that. And it really showed me that once you can learn to control your thoughts, once you learn that literally to be happy is like you just live your life. Like, it sounds so like everyone says that Anicia, like, who are you, Gary Vee? No, like, literally just live your life.
Your best life.
And you will be happy. And I'm still trying. It's not that easy. Like, I woke up today and was like, ugh. So yeah, 2020 definitely taught me that for a very long time I was living in my head.
But I feel like an important question would be based off of like something that we haven't really talked about, which is your anxiety. Like, people who have watched it since day one have always known that Anicia has struggled with anxiety, especially inside the apartment. Inside the apartment was where Anicia struggled with it the most. So, and it's crazy because that was one of the happiest yet, like, depressing times in our entire relationship. Happy because we finally got a home together, and just depressed because, you know, Anicia had this huge, strong attachment with, you know, her family, or, you know, her grandparents whom she was living with previously. And, you know, just moving away from that just made her super depressed, and, you know, her anxiety with being, you know, in her own home.
Just that comfort. Like, my grandparents have just always just been people who, at least for me, like, I can go to them for any and everything. Like, if I can't do something, if I get frustrated or whatever, my grandma will be like, I got it. You know what I'm saying? And moving out really showed me, like, grandma's not here no more. Yeah, you need to do those dishes on your own. You need to clean that kitchen, you know? No, but yeah, so it really shocked me. And so yeah, definitely 2018 was hard. 2019 was better, but it wasn't the best.
We started working together a lot more with Anicia's anxiety. You know, I've always been one to help her with her anxiety, but when we moved into the house, we started, you know, doing more and more things.
I think that in the beginning you were confused. Like, you were like, what do you have anxiety about? And I was like, I don't like loud noises. And you're like, what? Like, it was so weird. And then, like, little by little, even though you will never understand it, you started to learn, like, okay, this triggers her, we'll keep away from this, and this is how she copes, so let me help her with this. Like, you just learn to help me cope with it, and that's been, like, literally amazing. That was 2019. I think you started to, like, learn a lot more. 2020, I went in the beginning of the year when COVID first hit and everything, I started spiraling, and it
had its random spikes with the earthquakes, and then
I went into, like, this little depression for a minute. I realized it. I started to be like, you know, I can't go back into that dark place that I used to be in. Like, I have to try to get myself out. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I have to try. And, like, that's when me and you really, like, we came together and we clicked. And then
that was actually when we had the first big argument throughout this year.
We came together, we clicked on that. And then the whole hacking happened. And this is how I knew that I was on a good journey with, like, my mindset and stuff. Because when the hacking happened, I was like, we're just going to do what we can. And we're going to let it'll work itself out. Everything's going to be fine. I lost my shit, like, maybe 2-3 times. But not, like, panicking. More just like, I can't believe this is happening. I want it to be over, kind of.
It's so crazy because whenever things happen in our relationship or in our lives as a whole, whenever I freak out about something, like, she's calm. And whenever she freaks out about something, I'm calm. Like, we never actually fucking, like, freak out at the same time.
I don't think we've ever freaked out at the same time.
There's always one person that's like, okay, well, let's just take a step back. It'll be alright.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then once we moved here, it's just been, like, so amazing. Like, everything. Of course, we have bad days. Like, we are not sitting here talking about, like, every single day is perfect. No. We have bad days, but we know when those are bad moments, or it's gonna be a bad day, or, you know, whatever it is, and we know how to cope with them now. And I'm reading, I'm learning literally every single day new things that I can do with my anxiety, and just how to cope with just being, like, the type of person that I am. And then even, like, with Devontae, like, just because I struggle with anxiety and depression and all this stuff, like, doesn't mean that, like, he doesn't have his little struggles and stuff like that. So I'm learning to also put my needs aside and make sure that I'm making sure that my boyfriend is, you know, good. I want to be your wife. I don't want to call you my boyfriend anymore.
Okay, you're my wife.
Swear to God. Someone said, how has your perspective on life changed this year? For me, my perspective on life has changed a lot this year. A lot. Just, like, spirituality wise, and, like, just healing like my soul, and just like so many things that I've like discovered this year that like I didn't know anything about. And I actually used to like shy away from like zodiacs and things like that, and like I'm just like learning about all these new things now, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I have a whole life out there, and I am just sitting here like in my bed like,
yeah,
I just feel so ugly today, like, and it's just so not worth it. Like, I don't know.
That's hard. I'm gonna have to come back to that one.
Somebody said, what was your favorite part of 2020 despite the pandemic?
I think my favorite part of 2020... See, like, this is another one. Like, there's so many, but I feel like a monumental moment of 2020 was definitely us moving into our new home.
Without moving into this home, what would have been your favorite part of 2020? I have two.
I'm gonna let you go first.
So, my first favorite was going to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
It was like one of the best trips ever.
Yeah.
It was a really short trip, but really fun, and just me and you just letting go. And then also me taking that trip for a few days with my friends. It was just me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I left without you and Juliet, and I had so much fun. Like, it was insane. And yeah, those are like two little highlights.
So, okay, my two... Fuck, there's so many. Okay, so my two favorite parts of 2020 would be, one, getting our YouTube channel back. Because when we got our YouTube channel back, dude, like, I can't even explain how fucking happy we were. We were like ecstatic, and I remember like we were coming back with like Mexican food, and like I was just so happy just eating my burrito. And so that moment, and I think the moment that I realized that I want to start pursuing my career was definitely like an eye-opening and happy moment for me, because I've always wanted to do it, but I was always curious in regards to when I was going to do it. Mm-hmm. And so once I finally made that attempt to start doing it, I felt like I was happy because I was finally doing something that I've always wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah.
Are you guys building a brand / investing in 2021? Okay, so
That's all you. Like, Anisia's been recently talking about, like, this topic, so...
Well, I'm not gonna say it, so don't say this topic, but,
No, towards the investment topic.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, like, first of all, one of the things that I learned in 2020 was I don't want to put my stuff out there that much anymore.
And by that, always do that 24/7.
By that I mean like my ideas and like, oh, what's to come and things like that. I'm not doing that anymore. And it sounds kind of mean, like, oh, but we want to know. And I understand that. And you guys will know, believe me. It is so much better to just, and this is advice to you guys, it is so much better to just hold on to your ideas all the way up until they are ready to go.
Yeah.
When they are ready to go, you launch it and you go and you do whatever you gotta do, and then that's when you talk about it. But other than that, I'm not interested in anybody else's opinion on it. I'm not interested in anything. I just feel like I'm finally doing something that is gonna make me happy. And I just feel like, just like every year, 2021, there are gonna be so many doors opening for us, opening for myself. Anicia takes YouTube, you know what I'm saying, by herself. And you know what I'm saying?
2021's your year.
2021's my year. So I think 2021 is going to be crazy.
I know it's going to be so crazy. Like, I know some big things are going to happen this year.
So, yeah, no, definitely going to be doing so much more investing. Yeah. And you guys should too. You guys should start investing in 2021 also.
Another, like, big monumental moment, like, off topic, was, of course, Juliet starting kindergarten this year. Just seeing how she has progressed through kindergarten within just the first couple months was, like, super crazy to us. Like, literally a week later, like, she just learned how to write her name, and she's learning different colors and numbers and how to, you know, say things, and like, she's getting really better at expressing her feelings. Really better at expressing her feelings. But I'm happy with everything that we have. I'm happy with everything that we've been blessed with. Our little family with fucking Ringo and Sire and Julia and us too. I feel blessed with what we have. There
was more questions, but I think those ones are really the only ones that like matter and They're the only ones that like we definitely want to like end out 2020 with.
It's just the thing is, if we want to make a recap for 2020, this video is going to be like 4 or 5 hours long because there's so much that has happened since 2020.
And not even only to us, like we know you guys have went like
exactly.
Literally every person that I know has been like 2020 has been shit like for them, and so it's crazy like how we all of us as a collective share this like almost like this fear with 2020. Like 10 years from now, like we're all just gonna be like, remember 2020?
Like this is history. This is, you know.
Yeah, it's literally history. It's crazy.
So it's New Year's Eve that we're recording this, and so my mom's birthday is January 1st. It's New Year's Day, but this is going to be our 4th New Year's together.
Yep.
Our 4th ever New Year's.
The last 3 we've spent together.
And in January, what are you trying to do, girl? January 14th will actually mark 4 years that we've been together, which is so insane. Like, it marked my longest relationship after 2 weeks. So it's so crazy to say. It's just so crazy to say that it's gonna be 4 years in January. Like, like, that's so insane. And so your longest relationship is how long? It was like 4 years and
almost 4 years.
Wait, how long was it?
It was like I don't remember exactly anymore, but it was like about
so ours
4
is
years.
longest?
Yeah, I told you once we hit 4 years,
oh,
we were gonna be the longest.
Love you, my little kiddo. So with that being said, you guys, this is like our little recap, I guess you can say. It has been insane.
So yeah, we really hope you guys enjoyed this video. We will never speak on these topics again. No, yeah, so we really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It is our first video of 2021. We are taking out the trash.
I think I'm gonna end this video out like properly. You know, like when someone says something and then like the glasses goes on their face with like the little blunt and like the music.
Oh
plays,
yeah.
the thug life thing. So I think I'm gonna say this for both of them. I'm gonna speak for us for both of us.
Yeah.
And as cringy as it seems, with all that being said, you guys, we'll see you guys in 2021.